Hello guys, this is Ugo from Alright Development, and I'll be teaching you how to code in Swift. It will be a little introduction for beginners. We'll introduce variables, if statements, and print statements. So let's get started. First you'll need Xcode. You can download this from the App Store. And then once you open it, you're going to want to create a playground. So you're going to have many options: blank, game, map, and single view. So we're going to create a blank program next. Then we want to name our thing, so introduction to Swift, and I'm saving this on the desktop. Let's click create. So now Swift pops up with a window, which is where we're gonna code. So on the right hand side, it's gonna show the output to your code, and on the left hand side is where you want to code. So the playground already comes with a variable string that says hello playground, and as you can see, the output's on the side. So in this case, it just says what the variable is equal to. So let's get started with variables. To create a variable, you just have to write var and then the variable name. So let's create a person, so name, then let's name the person Adam. So now we have created a variable. Swift automatically detects what kind of variable it is. This time it knows it's a string, and it's not like Java where you have to go string name equals Adam. Like Swift will already know everything. So for example, if you create int, so let's go age, and let's say Adam's 24. So it will already know that age is an int. You won't have to tell it that it's an int. So if you're new to programming, you probably don't understand why we need variables, or like why they matter. Imagine we're creating a program that tells you the area of a rectangle. So it have variable width, which will just go 23 for now, and variable height, which we'll set to 10. So the area would be 230. If you want your program to calculate the area of a rectangle, you probably want the user to input a width and a height, so that it doesn't calculate always the same rectangle. For example, if I want to set the area and I always have 23 times 10, that's pretty useless because you already know it's going to be 230, so why even create a variable? But imagine then you have some input, which I'm going to show how to do in a later lesson. So if you have some input by the user, so then the width and height could change, and your variable area, width times height, would change as the width and height are changed, which then your program becomes useful. For example, in a game you might need your score to change, or like in a health app, if you're calculating the steps the person has taken today, then you might need a variable that counts the steps. So now I'm going to show you how to print statements. This is very important in debugging when you're making a program, because you might have an error and you might not know where it comes from. For example, if you have something running over and over again, you want to see where the program breaks. Let's print name, and then on the side as the output it should print Adam. So let's wait for it to load, and it should pop up. See right there. So you can also, in the print statement, you can also add other things, like for example name plus age, and now it will put Adam. Oh wait, let's put space, and we need to cast this as a string. So now it should print Adam and then 24 after it. So as you can see in the output, Adam 24. You can also change this up. For example, Adam is 24. Then this should change. Adam is 24, as you can see. I'm going to show you how to do an if statement. This is very important because sometimes you want your program to do different things based on a variable. So let's create a new thing. Var number equals 10. So now let's say if number is bigger than, let's go 5. So you open your curly brackets and click enter, and it should close the curly brackets afterwards automatically. So then let's say if the number is bigger than 5, let's print the number is bigger 5. So as you can see, wait for it to load up. the number is bigger than 5. But now imagine we change the number to 3. It should not print anything because the number will not be bigger than 5. Boom. It doesn't print anything. But now what if you wanted to do, like, if it's bigger than 5, it prints the number is bigger than 5. But if it's smaller than 5 or equal to 5, it prints the number is smaller or equal to 5. Well, you can write an else statement. So, same thing. And then print the number is not bigger than 5. So now the program should print the number is not bigger than 5. So let's wait for it to load up, and it should. And then we're going to change the number back to 10, and it should print the number is bigger than 5. So yeah, the number is not bigger than 5. Now if we change this to like 6, for example, and so wait for it, the number is bigger than 5. But now what if you wanted to say, if it's bigger than 5, it prints something, if it's 5, it prints something else, and if it's smaller, it prints the number is not bigger than 5. So we can write an else if, right here, and then number equal 5, and then let's print the number is 5. Let's change this one, the number is smaller than 5. So now let's change this to 5, and it should print the number is 5. Yes, so the number is 5. The reason you don't need any statement in the else, like the number equals 5 or the number is bigger than 5, is because the else will basically take everything that it's not in the if or the else. So for example, everything that's not bigger or equal to 5, the else will take and just print what's in the else. If you don't want anything to happen if it's smaller than 5, you could just delete the else, and this should work. So now let's do 3, and it should print nothing. Boom, it prints nothing. So then other things you might want to do is create a while loop. So imagine you have a var and a counter, and the counter is 10. So imagine now you create a while, and let's say while counter is bigger than 0. So let's say print counter bigger than 0. And then what you want to do is you want to change the counter so that it doesn't stay stuck in the while. So you don't want to, if you don't want a forever loop, you want to make sure you change the counter, because else the while is going to run forever and it's going to print counter bigger than 0 all the time. So let's do counter plus equal 1. Oh, minus equal, sorry. Minus equal 1. So basically what this does is it says that while the counter is bigger than 0, it will print counter bigger than 0 and then make the counter 1 smaller. So as you can see in the output, it should print the counter bigger than 0 10 times. It says on the side. So let me show you what I mean by a forever loop. So if I remove the counter, or if I comment it out with this, it's running forever and it's not stopping. So now I'm going to stop the program just to make sure my computer doesn't crash. So let's close this real quick. Let's open it back up. Open. So as you can see, the program was running forever. So let's add counter minus equal 1 to make sure it doesn't crash. So yeah, this is what a while loop does, and this is what an if statement does. So I'm going to put this back for reference. Print the number is smaller than 5. So now something that's very important in programming is comments. So you have a comment up top here when you create a playground, and what it does basically is you put the 2 forward slashes and it will tell the program to ignore the line of code. For example, if I comment it out, then this will leave. Yeah, the program ignores it. So just for like, if somebody else is going to read your code, you want them to understand what's going on. So for example, let's say name and age of a person. And then let's go, this is how an if statement works, and this is how a while loop works. So then basically people who read your code can understand what's going on and what each piece does. And then imagine you want to comment multiple lines. So imagine I want to comment all of this. So what I would do is go this and like this. So you'd put the forward slash and the asterisk, and then the asterisk and the forward slash where you want the comment to end. So now everything here is commented out, and it should not print anything once it runs. So it doesn't print anything. And now if I remove this, it should print. And right there. So something to look out for is not to get a comment and not close it. For example, now all of this is commented out, and if I add any new lines like the print, it's also going to be commented out, shown by the green color. So you want to make sure you close your comments. So let's close this real quick. So now this is not commented out anymore. So yeah, I'm going to be posting the source code to all of this on the Allright Development website, and there'll be a link in the description down below. You can write any comments you want, and I'll try to answer if you have any questions or anything. And thank you for watching.